guys, welcome back to Hugs and Honey. Good to see you today. So I've sort of alluded to this in the last few days, but I just wanted to speak a little bit more directly about it and then read something to you that I found that sort of talks about it a little bit. But the last few days, we have been deciding whether or not my daughter is going to go to summer camp. And she was supposed to go to summer camp, and for a while she was very excited to go. And then something changed in her, and she decided very adamantly that summer camp for her this year was not a good idea. And it was a really tough decision from my standpoint, because I was thinking that she was maybe afraid or just going to be homesick, where pushing her to overcome her fear of being homesick and just being away from home for that long would have been a good idea. That's what I did with her 2 years ago when she went to the same summer camp. And I pushed her to go, really encouraged her, and she had an amazing experience and she loved it. But it's been 2 years since that has happened, and she thought she would want to go back this year, and really like begged to go back. And 3 of her very close friends are there. And so she had people there too that were going to be there to support her. But something happened, I'm not sure if it was like one event or a series of things happened where it really caused her to start feeling some extreme anxiety around going, and like to the point where it wasn't going to be fun. Like she was really going to be miserable. And so we had to we did everything that we could to support her and push her and challenge her. We even got a therapist for her so that she had someone to talk to about some of these very complicated, complex feelings that she was having in relation to going to camp. And she finally decided that she just wasn't going to go, and that was her decision, and that we talked all about the pros and the cons, and the consequences of deciding not to go. Everything, really everything. And we didn't want anyone to have any regrets or make any mistakes about this decision, because it's not like a life or death decision, but it is a pretty important decision. It's kind of a big decision. And there was a lot of money that we have invested in this camp. So anyways, she decided not to go. And, it was really hard for her, for me, for her dad, even for her brother, who was just sort of disappointed that she wasn't going to go. So anyways, the reason why I'm telling you this story is because, first of all, she's awesome now. Now that we decided that she didn't have to go, she is so happy. Like her whole disposition, her whole attitude, her whole demeanor, her whole just outlook on life is happier and better. And similar to what we were talking about the other day when I had my guest on, I forget what his alias is, so I won't call him out again. But when we were talking about sometimes quitting is the best thing to do. And I was thinking about this situation. I think I even mentioned it in that video before my son jumped in and screamed and distracted me. I love him. Anyways, so I was thinking about her as we were talking about quitting, and sometimes how quitting is the best decision. And so I have this nice little printout that I found today that I wanted to share with you, because it kind of talks about when you make hard decisions that you're not going to please everybody. So it says, "Dear teenagers, let them judge you. Let them misunderstand you. Let them gossip about you. Their opinions are not your problems. Stay kind, caring, and free in your your authenticity. No matter what they do or say, don't doubt your worth or the beauty of your truth. Just keep shining like you always do. I really love that. I really love how she talks about, actually, the author is unknown, so I don't know if it's a he or a she, but how the author talks about the beauty of your truth. And in this situation, the truth for my daughter was that it was not going to be helpful or beneficial to her if she went to camp, and it would actually be more harmful than good. And so I love this line too, where it says, their opinions aren't your problems. One of my favorite sayings is, what other people think of me is none of my business. What other people think of me is none of my business. Okay, so their opinions about you or about anything, it's not your problem, right? So you be you, you do you, and everything else will fall into place. And so I say that, I share this with you guys because it was a very hard decision that we all made here as a family, but it was the right decision. I know that it was the right decision, and I see my daughter so much happier, so much more relaxed, so much freer. And yes, I think she will miss her friends at camp, and there will be things about it that she will miss. It was really the best decision for her. And even though she had to withstand, my pressure and encouragement, and her dad's pressure and encouragement, and some of her friends, she made the decision for herself because she believed in the beauty of her truth. And so I'm really proud of her, like super duper proud of her for being honest with herself, for making a very brave decision that was not easy, and for standing up for herself and doing what was right for her. And she's so strong, and she's so smart, and she's so intuitive, and she's so compassionate, and she's so capable. And I'm so proud of her, and I love her so much. And I love my son too, even though he jumps in front of the camera and does funny, weird things. But this is what 13-year-old boys do, right? So I think it's just part of growing up. All of this is part of growing up. And all of this is part of growing up as a parent too, because this is all new to me as well as a parent. I've never done this before. So we're all learning together, and we're just doing the best that we can. And we're trying to honor the truth that is inside of all of us, and be kind and compassionate to each other when we can, always. But if we can do something to help the other person live their best life, then we need to help them do that. So anyways, please like, subscribe, comment, and share down there. I see you, I hear you, I'm here for you, and I love you, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.